On this episode of Pimp My Setup, I'm going to be talking about your setups you submitted for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more. So if you're interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts now.
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly with new special guests every week. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pimp My Setup, episode number 127, recorded live on August 7th, 2016. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly. And yes, I'm back solo yet again. If you missed it, the announcement is that I'm going to be doing a lot of solo shows in hopes that I will, ramp the show up to 3 episodes a week and get more content out for you and get through the queue a lot quicker. But I will have co-hosts every so often. But anyways, still have a lot of submissions I need to go through. Right now, sitting at about 200. So stay tuned for that. I will go through if you submitted. Be patient. If you want to submit, pimpmysetup.com/Q is the place to go. But anyways, let's hop into the first set of the day. First set of the day is submitted by Charlie, and Charlie is 18 now. He's 18. He's designed and built a desk all by himself as a school project. Yeah, for product design A-level. He wants to upgrade to 3 monitors or an ultra-wide, but he's moving out for university to study civil engineering in September, so he said it's a bit pointless. I like that. See, most people wouldn't care. They would just waste their money and then realize how pointless it was later on. He said he thought it would be cool to build his PC into a desk to eliminate as many cables as possible. The wood for the desk alone was $180, so he said it was probably like $280 start to finish. Really cool. Really awesome. Especially knowing that he's 18 and this is, something he did for school. I mean, not bad at all. So take a look at this. It is definitely an interesting setup, and it's pretty crazy considering the computer is so far away from where his actual setup is. Because if you look at the main photo, it's over on the right side. He's all the way on the left. Very interesting there. And yeah, guys, they invented these things called cables, and you could get them long. So I know some people are like, how did you do that? Well, long cables. It's very simple, but really an interesting setup. I think the first thing I sort of noticed was the crazy wallpaper and the insane amount of sticky notes all over the place. Don't know the story behind them, can't actually read them, so I don't know. Maybe it's like his girlfriend's like, these are 37 reasons I love you, and like he sticks one up on the wall every day. I don't know. But it is like the setup itself on the main wall is super clean, seems pretty damn nice, pretty usable, great peripherals. Everything seems good in that department. But where I sort of lose it is on the right side, where I think things are a little bit too crazy. Needs to clean it up a bit, like the bag underneath and the shoes and things like that. Those are some things I would just kind of clean up. A little bit too much on the top, especially considering you have your computer right there. You'd think you'd want to kind of make that area a little bit clean and easier to show off what you're working with. But I think the wallpaper kind of adds to the craziness in the sense that, like, I look over there and I'm like, I want to look at what's on your shelf, but I can't because I'm also just blinded by the wallpaper. But I think things hung up on the walls just kind of like all over the place. It's interesting. I like the hint of red, but I would have liked to see a little bit more of that. It is a very nice setup though, and I like, and I give you props for keeping the side that has your setup on it nice, clean, and to the point. And at least if you're going to have some craziness, it's going to be on the opposite wall where it has no, clashing, I guess you could say, with the main setup. So good job there. I do like it, and props again on building that. I know a lot of people just think like, yeah, it's just a computer and a desk. It's not hard to do. No, that's hard to do. So congratulations. Next set of the day though, submitted by Braden. Braden's 15. He says, I am a huge Razer fanboy. I like to play mostly H1Z1 and other FPSs. So take a look at this. This is a very simple setup, but here's the thing. These desks, I'm pretty sure I talked to the guy who made the desk, or was like distributing the desk, because I remember thinking for a while I was going to get one of these. I ended up not getting one because I didn't really like it. It's so like, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's sort of like you need to have the perfect spot for it. In this scenario, it does work. It's like the perfect spot for it. They actually have like a version of this desk where the freaking, I can't remember, but it's something like the monitors come out of it, or I don't know. It's some crazy ass thing. Very cool though, especially because this guy went through with the red and black through the whole setup, his PC, his peripherals, everything in that regard. Very cool. But I think this is just sort of like a beginner setup. You got everything you need and it's just basic, but it's like, what's the next step? What are you going to do to it now to kind of take it to that next level? So, I mean, it's a very, I'll keep complimenting the desk. It's great because look at that curve. It's probably really comfortable to sit at. He's got all the storage. He's got himself, his PC hung up, and then what is that? His Xbox, whatever. He's got extra shelves so you can do whatever. But now you gotta do a little bit more with that. That decal on the wall, yeah, oddly placed and doesn't really tell me much about yourself. So I would like to see a little bit more. I would like to see some LEDs going behind the desk, behind the monitors. You have some clamp lights that shoot off some RGB lights, and especially red. It would look badass. Stuff for your headphones, things like that. It's an awesome setup, especially for 15. I mean, it's really a nice ass setup for the age, but it's just a bit, it's not, I wouldn't say it's underwhelming necessarily. I would just say that it's lacking, a little bit more love. And I think the next step is to kind of make it yours and not just like an advertisement for the desk. Like I could see this picture used on their site. You know what I mean? So, really good job though for being 15. Good job. Let's go to the next setup of the day. Next setup of the day is submitted by Matthew. Hello, fellow Matthew. I'm also Matthew. Nice to meet you. He's 13 years old. He said he spent about $200 recently on his setup, and he has more to spend because he's a bowler, and he wants to know what he should do. So taking a look at this, man, 13, congratulations on not being a pig. I mean, this is a clean setup, vacuumed floor, emptied trash can. I don't care if your trash can's full every so often. Is there something in there, Tom? There's like a little something. But regardless, when you take a photo for Pimp My Setup, clean it out first. I mean, this at least looks empty, so I'm not really going to get mad there. But he's got a nice bookcase to the side. To know that he reads is crazy. I didn't know how to read until I was like 20, and I'm 20 now, so really cool there. So I like seeing that it's clean, it's not taking up a lot of room, and it seems to be the perfect size to go with the Mickey desk to actually fit to the wall. So good job there. Now the actual desk itself, a little bit hard to kind of make it work perfectly considering you have the Xbox One, and I don't think that Xbox One can be stood up on its side. I think that's only the new one, the Xbox S or whatever I don't know. But it's hard because you have your laptop there. That's what you're powering the whole thing off of. And I guess if you're always staying there, that's a fine spot. Otherwise, it's a little tight. But the Xbox, definitely, it's like, seems a little bit bulky and you don't really have a great spot to put it. So I don't hate it there. I just think that a lot of people would say like, okay, that's going to be kind of an issue. But what are you going to do? Mount it to the wall? Oh, wait, you can if you want. I don't think it's, something you need to do, but just something I would talk about. But the Alex riser is something a lot of people love. It gives you that extra storage. It's nice for your microphone there. And really, there's not a lot of depth to your desk, which is another problem when you have the Alex riser on such a small desk, because your keyboard and mouse, I mean, you have like really no breathing room. So that's the only thing I would say. It's like, it's kind of hard to I'm going to keep saying kinda. It's hard to really utilize that mouse, but it is what it is, and that's all that it is. But I think money now should be spent on just personalizing the setup a little bit more. You got your favorite book, get a poster of it. I don't know, get a shelf with some more of your favorite books displayed. Do something like that. But yeah. Cool. Anyways, let's go to the next setup submitted by Tucker. Tucker's a 14-year-old who loves to play games and get work done. He's a student who gets great grades. Wow. He's very privileged to have what he has. Oh my God. He says, I do not take it granted for 1 second. Is this actually a decent human being? What? He's a graphic designer and wannabe Twitch streamer and gamer. You're not a wannabe gamer. You could be a gamer. No worries there. His setup took him about 3 years with accumulating all the parts, and he knows what you're going to say first is your cable management's garbage, and yes, my cables are horrible, but I personally do not mind them as long as they're out of the way. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, first thing I'm going to say is, Tucker, your cables are horrible. What the hell? No, honestly, though, that's awful, but there are some people that don't care, and I don't think it really is a big deal. If you don't care, then I don't care. But since this is Pimp My Setup, you still get graded on it. So, yeah, I kind of care in some scenario. But what I think is really cool is he has a Shay Carl poster, a signed one. I love Shay Carl. He follows me on Twitter. But anyways, no, I really like Shay Carl. Is super cool. So to know that you like Shay Carl means that you're actually a cool person. So we're cool there, Tucker. We're cool. But I think everyone in the comments is basically just saying, oh my God, mismatching monitors. But aside from the besides the mismatching monitors, the things that really get to me is sort of the usability. because you have that console gaming TV off on the fold out table, but you have your two consoles in front of it. It's tilted to the side. It looks really uncomfortable to use. And also just the main setup itself, that I don't think is awful, but I think that right display is just so bulky that without it, it would actually look pretty good. And maybe if you use that primarily, because I think that's a BenQ, which would look good for probably when you're doing console gaming. So I would assume that would be better than what you're using already, which just seems to be a TV, like I don't know what company that is. Is that Samsung, Westinghouse, something? I don't know, whatever. But also the boxes, dude. What, did you just buy everything now and you just left all the boxes there? He's got two A40s. I mean, this dude's like rolling in the dough apparently. So yeah, I would definitely clean that up. You don't want the boxes. You don't want the mess. I don't know what the thing is under your desk that has storage. Like if you want that for your feet, or is it just like the only place you could put it? What? Yeah, because it's just weird. You could put it elsewhere if you're not using it as a footrest. So, yeah, it's just crowded. It's over the top. So, aside from your cables, if I forget about them for a second, it's still an issue that you have so much going on your desk. So, that's what I would say. But, you know, it is what it is. So, let's go to the next item. The next item of the day is submitted by, okay, well, I know his name, but in the top he said Snow. So, I don't know if he wants me to say his name. So, I'll just call him Snow. Okay, anyways, so his name's Snow. He streams at twitch.tv/snow_born, and he's 21, works at home as an editor, and that's why he has Mac for some of the programs that only work on Mac, but he's got a custom partition with modded drivers for Windows, so you can game too, not using Boot Camp. The driver support sucks, and yeah, so let's see, some things he wants us to know. The gun's real, because he likes to shoot people. The alcohol decanters, bigger one is with it. Projector screen, 120 inches. 3 monitors don't have VESA mounts, so we got adapters. And Mac Pro's 10 core. Yeah, so just cool stuff that we need to know. Guys, taking a look at this freaking setup. Oh God, it's so good. I really do love this. And I think this is the power of a color theme. Sometimes people are like, yeah, my theme is green, and it's got like 3 little green things. It's like, are you serious? This is sexual. I love this setup for so many reasons. It's not just because of the colors and how pretty the actual room is. I mean, the carpet's pretty, the foam tiles are pretty. He's got a huge ass projector, a piano, and like everything he could possibly need. But look at the main on shot. You could see that he's got the triple monitors, usability, perfect. Now the things that I actually took off for, because I love this setup so much, was I gave 10s for basically everything except for out of sight, out of mind, because I think the problem here is that there's too much on the desk. Granted, it's a huge desk and everything seems to be placed pretty well. It's just like PlayStation, Xbox, all that stuff's like freaking on top of each other, sitting in front of his monitors. I feel like he's got so much going on, but I still gave him a great score for usability, because everything is, you can pull the mic out, you can use all the tablet and the mixer and everything, the printer's there, everything's there. The usability is great in that scenario, but I just feel like it's a bit overwhelming in some scenarios, but still nonetheless, I mean, I gave him a great score. I mean, I love this setup, and my favorite part is if you go to the third photo, look at that. Now that is insane, because if you go to the next photo, that was before, okay? So imagine looking at this and being like, okay, crap, I need to make this look pretty. And then imagine it looking like that. Holy crap. He's got everything Velcroed that he can need, like his LED remotes, but everything underneath is just gorgeous. And I mean, that's why I sort of felt bad giving a bad out of sight, out of mind score, because, you know, he kind of made it. And by bad, I mean, I think I gave him a 7, but still, like, he has everything in a specific spot because they all link together through, you know, the Elgato and the HDMI. I mean, this is nice. And I can imagine just looking at this photo that he has an awesome Twitch stream. So I definitely need to check his out, because it's like that alone made me so happy seeing that. It's just, it's really nice. It's gorgeous. And, yeah, I mean, some people that don't understand cable management, they sort of look at that and say like, Like, I don't get it. He just put it all to the bottom of the table. But look at like everything's just so clean. But anyways, yeah. So
he's in the chat actually.
He's in the chat? Well, hello. I need to watch your stream. Like, beautiful setup, honestly. I look at the far back shot and I just say, beautiful. It's his. It's his. No one can replicate that. And that's what a setup's all about. Like, you walk in there and you say, holy shit, this guy knows what he's doing. It's personal and it's just great. So I love it. But anyways, let's go to the next setup submitted by Romeo. Romeo said, what up, bro? He was on Setup Spotlight, episode number 14. I don't even know we did episode. Did we do episode numbers? No, I guess not. But he was on the 14th Setup Spotlight. And he wanted to support the channel by getting a fast pass. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And he said he's an IT support engineer. He enjoys gaming, tinkering with his setup. He's got a custom water-cooled PC. He mainly uses the setup for gaming, but he also does productivity at times when he has to work from home. And yeah, so taking a look at this, I mean, super, super cool setup. Some people might not like it because he's got pictures of his wedding up above. Some people are like, ew. Pictures of himself? What is he, full of himself? No, I think that's what makes setups great, because who else is going to hang pictures of his wedding up? You know, like, it's his setup, and because of that, it's great. But taking a look at the actual, you know, the tools that he has going on here, great. Black and white contrasty setup, everything from the decals onto the consoles, from, you know, every little piece matching that color scheme. It's really, really nice. A little bit overwhelming with the white, and I feel like most people wouldn't be able to have a setup like this because they're dirty and they would like just destroy the white. But this guy's got everything from storage to usability. His out of sight, out of mind is great. He's got the headphone stand. He's got everything he could possibly need, and it just looks super clean and super, super nice. And I like it. The decal is a little weird for me. It's like, I don't know what it is. It looks like half a tree or something. I'm not really sure what it is. I thought that was a little oddly placed, especially because it's like one of the photos is over it. So didn't know what was going on there. But it looks good. I mean, the wire management looks good. It's, you know, I think for some people, they look at it and they say, that's nice. And then some people say, you know, like, that's cool, but it's not my style. And I think that's fine. Obviously, not everyone, like, maybe the setup before this, some people didn't like how that looked, but they prefer this. So yeah, I think it's an awesome setup nonetheless, and I really like personality, and this was an awesome way to do it, because obviously those are the things that are important to him. So cool. And if I remember correctly from the Setup Spotlight, the pictures that aren't of his wedding are pictures that he took, which is definitely cool. So I think that adds to it really nice, and that little hint of Star Wars in it is also really cool. So awesome setup. But let's go to the final one, submitted by Trevor. Trevor said he's got a small room, not very good lighting, so he said sorry, but he's 16, and let me just hold on here. Okay, anyway, sorry, I was trying to get the timer. Huge fan of the show. Currently have a triple monitor setup, 223 and one in the center is 21. He's got a TV above for Netflix or when he wants to watch a show. My desktop itself is a piece of beep, but he's buying a $2,500 custom one soon. Oh god, the email, sometimes the email like is all messed up. Let's see, the only reason he doesn't have, okay, I can't read this for some reason. He has a YouTube channel called the Schnitzels. Tom almost spit out his water. If you want to look it up, the Schnitzels on YouTube, that's him. He's the Schnitzels.
It sounds like a family, like a comedy.
Yeah, it's like the Schnitzels airing on ABC. Anyways, I can't read the email because it's so long because of the way the photos are embedded. That's why when you send photos, try to send them as attachments rather than inline images. But yeah, so taking a look at this setup, it is dark. It is hard for me to kind of see. I got to up the brightness on my Mac. But yeah, I mean, I could see what he's working with. It's hard, but he's also making it work. So wire management, from what I could see, down below is pretty damn good. Above, some spots I would kind of tangle it up a little bit into zip ties, but it's kind of where the monitor stand works on those two side displays, makes it hard for him to actually, you know, get it to work. But I do like what he's going for. Like, you know, he's got the Star Wars and Call of Duty posters up, and on his little display, his dresser stand to the side, he's got all his little things over there, which is cool. What, Tom? What? G Fuel, bro, use code KEEM. But then the main actual photo that shows dead on, like, you know, he's got wire mold. It's not painted, but he's got wire mold, so that matters. Headphones oddly placed, but, you know, not the end of the world. I know some people always give me crap for even caring about that. It's got a snare both. I should just cancel that and set up right now. Like, what do I even care? But really, though, it's a nice setup. I just think that it's a bit underwhelming. It's cool, but it's just a bit underwhelming. Right, Tom's over there. What do you think of this setup? He's gonna do it.
Okay. So no, really, honestly, it's like, I think it's a cool area to chill because, like, I like the lighting in the setup. I like how it's like, it's dark like underneath his desk, but light on top. I think that's like a cool vibe to go off of. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's a nice setup, but it doesn't give me like a wow factor or anything like that.
Yeah. Agreed. There you go. Words from the famous Tom Philly, producer of Pimp My Setup. But yeah, it's the truth. It's awesome. He's got everything he needs. He's upgrading the PC eventually, and he's got his laptop, his consoles and stuff. But it's just like, it's cool. It's like a place to hang out in his bedroom, you know, and play some damn games. I mean, well, you know, it is what it is, and that's all that it is. So, guys, thank you for watching this episode of Pimp My Setup. I'm just kidding. Got a discourse. So, I ended up changing the score in the middle of the show, actually, just to make my life a little bit easier. But here we go. Charlie got an 84. Braden got a 72. Matthew got a 74. Tucker got a 60. Clayton got a 96. Oh, God. And then Romeo got a 94. Trevor got a 70. And that is it for this episode of Pimp My Setup, episode number 127. We're going to live on August 7th, 2016. My name is Matt Philly. You can follow me on Twitter, Matt Philly, and that's going to do a catch ya on the flippity flop.